This is me. I kept things silent for a little bit so I could get some of that background noise to try and better filter that out when I edit the audio in Audacity. So that was just a silence for that. But now we're back. Welcome, any and everyone. This is Lynn Otter. I'm always tempted to say, back at you with another video. Welcome to, I don't know, just seems like the thing to say. But no, we are here again with another episode of Burrows. I can't believe it after all this time. The name just doesn't immediately roll off my tongue when I start this. It's the only game I'm playing. I do want to play some other games soon. I think I mentioned in the previous video, but for now, we're going to keep this one going because it's getting good. Hopefully, we're going to have a nice conversation with Ken. That's where we left off. We all went to this motel, the Blue Swallow Motel. Water at the side. Alarm ready. I don't have as much time today to record it, but let's keep going. I ruminate on that as we pull into the driveway of a roadside hotel. Ruminate on what exactly? Virgil. Oh, right, okay. We all hop off our bikes and stretch. Ken's back emitting a worrying amount of cracks. Yeah. You reach a certain age when you make those cracking sounds and groaning sounds whenever you get up and move. I walk over to Colt, who's just finished chaining his bike to a post. He spies me and gives me a friendly nod, waving me over. Hey Colt. Oh, hey. Are you feeling okay? Oh, that's a cute look. He's definitely a lot friendlier with us now. I'm a little taken aback by his pleasant demeanor. Was all that posturing an act after all? Huh? Oh yeah, possums are pretty sturdy. I still can't believe that cat did that. Oh, I still can't believe that cat did that to you. And in public. He scowls in Ken's direction, growling and clenching his fists. He's complicated. I'm going to try and give him some space. Also, what kind of place is this? I've never seen a hotel this close to the road. You've never stayed at a motel before? Hotel. Motel. It's not existing like the 30s? Gesundheit. That's something I do. Whenever people say something I don't understand, I just say, oh, bless you. Louisiana sure is backwater. I must have said something weird. I feel out of the loop. Not helping my case with convincing him to give me a lift back home either. Hey now, it's not all like that. You should see how lit up Bourbon Street gets at night. It's as modern as anything I'd ever seen. I'm just kidding, Gray. No hard feelings, honest. He rubs my shoulder and smiles. I shoot him one back, glad to see he's warming up to me. I really went all out on that shoulder rubbing audio. Anyway, a motel's like a hotel, just cheaper and outdoors. It's not luxurious or anything. As long as they have beds, it should be fine. He lets out a wide yawn, his rounded ears folding back against his head for a moment before springing back into place. Sun's gonna come up in about half an hour, so I suggest we head inside before your sense of time gets screwy. So it is the morning. Great. I had just gotten used to the daytime shift too. I didn't even consider that these guys had a nocturnal schedule, but the twilight coffee breaks should have been a hint. So, who's staying with who? That's the real question of this episode. Colt's eyes narrow and search me for a moment before he rolls his eyes. This ain't a sleepover, man. Me and Jess are gonna need more time before we trust you enough to room and board together. Fair enough. With that settled, we walk over to Jesse and Ken. They're standing by the check-in desk and seem to be arguing with each other. Oh boy, here we go. Whoops, that was Colt. Oh boy, here we go. What's going on? Jeez. Ken growls as he turns towards me, slamming a fist on the counter. This grifter is telling us we can't get separate rooms. Ho ho ho. That ain't what she said. Can someone just explain the situation, please? I turn to the woman at the front desk who looks a bit shaken by the two leather-clad ruffians. Well, we're mostly booked for tonight, or today. There's only 2 single-bedroom suites available, with a limit of 2 people per room. I see. That certainly is a pickle. Oh boy, we're gonna have to do a little slumber party. Well, I'm definitely not comfortable sharing a room with him. I turn around and see Colt standing defiantly next to Jesse, staring daggers at Ken, who seems unbothered. Me and Jess always room together anyway. Say, did you buy the... Colt loudly I think I knew what he was going to say. Colt loudly shushes the otter before grabbing a set of keys off the counter. Still, it doesn't feel right leaving Gray alone with him. I'm not thrilled about it either, you know. And since when was the talking piece of Linguine in charge? Linguini? And since when was the talking piece of Linguini in charge? Careful, pussycat. Great. These two are already shaping up to be mortal enemies. I grumble and look at Jesse. He gives me an apologetic shrug. Next time we'll find a bigger place with more rooms. This was on short notice. It's okay. I definitely want to get to know you guys better, and nothing makes for better bonding than a late night chat over a few beers. That sounds great. Maybe Ken would mellow out after a few cold ones. Jesse nods and pulls Colt away from the growling panther, waving goodbye to the receptionist. Ken taps his foot impatiently, refusing to look at me. So you just do as you're told, eh? Stop being such a brat. If you're that uncomfortable, I'll sleep on the floor or something. It's not like I haven't had to wear the guise of a homophobic room. Oh, excuse me. It's not like I haven't had to wear the guise of a homophobic roommate before. Better safe than sorry. Wow. As if I'd make you do something like that. He sounds genuinely offended that I suggest such a thing. Oh, sorry, I just thought... never mind. Come on. I shake it off and grab the last set of keys. He nods and we walk up to the second level of the complex. We pass by the other two on the way to our room, arguing about something with the door half open. But I think he'd be cool with it. I don't know. I like him well enough, but adding him to the Rub Club, it feels too... Hey guys, everything good? Jesse nods nervously, jumping into the room and hiding behind the door. Sure is. Me and Colt are gonna settle in for the night. We'll be seeing you two in the morning. Okay, night. Oh, jeez. I mean, like I said, I think I get what's going on here. I wasn't born yesterday. All right. He slams the door and I hear the jingle of a chain lock. I turn around to see Ken rolling his eyes, waiting by our door. No, I think I've also been in this generic motel room before. Our room is nothing special. A fold-out bed, a small card table, and a bathroom. It honestly wasn't much bigger than the apartment me and Simone shared. Only thing missing was a kitchen, and I could get pretty comfortable. Ken drops his saddlebag on the ground and examines the place, looking mildly impressed. I wonder if I'm going too ham on his southern accent. I just trying to not forget it this time. At least the toilet isn't in the middle of the room like the last one I stayed at. That sounds like a prison. Oh. Sorry. What the heck? Oh. That was not the sound effect of a shove. It sounded like he did something else. He shoves past me and hangs his jacket up by the door, stretching until his joints pop. Ooh. I wonder... Damn. Driving for hours at a time really does a number on you. wonder where this is gonna go. He's dripping. I wonder if that's gonna be some thumbnail fodder. Making thumbnails has been quite the interesting task for this channel. I didn't realize just how much effort went into those. I could imagine. Whenever I'd help old Mrs. Henderson with plowing the fields, my muscles would ache for days. He eyes me up and down in disbelief. Huh, didn't take you for the working sort. Ouch. Now he's got some, like, musculature to him. I can already tell. Not like super built, but yeah. Well, it's not like we know each other much. True. Prove it then. Oh, is this what this... Okay, you know what? Let's just go with it. I'm not gonna comment. Alright. Yeah, that's what I expected. He's got muscle. Like he's got some definition. Kind of looks like me, honestly. Well, he's a little more fit than I am. That's true. I awkwardly undo my shirt and show off my upper body. I've known my fair share of hard work. His mouth hangs agape before he shakes his head, rolling his eyes in an exaggerated fashion. Sorry, trying to sit in a more comfortable position. The way I'm recording, I have this microphone on a short table, so I'm actually sitting on the floor. Alright. Please, that's nothing. Take a look at this. Oh my gosh. Where is this going? Before I can say anything, he whips off his tank top and pants, revealing his perfectly sculpted torso. That's impressive, you know? I'd be lying if I said that this wasn't impressive. I'm not a liar. His fur is darkly rich and dense. The light gently frames his neck and shoulders like a halo, and his gold chain contrasts perfectly against his sable palette. How the hell did you get so ripped just riding a bike? He smiles smugly, having clearly won this battle. I do a set of 100 push-ups whenever I have some free time. These motels can get pretty boring. Geez, 100 push-ups whenever you have some free time? I try to do some... Okay, forget it. I'm nowhere near this. I don't know why I try to compare myself. Well, yeah, but how'd you get so much definition? I have to throw cardio in there for that. I rub my flat stomach sadly. Dehydration mostly. Yours are actually healthier, since you have a good layer of fat over them. Oh, some water. I need to quench the thirst. Oh my gosh. That's me. That is me right now. He rubs his hand over my stomach and my knees buckle for a moment before he pulls back. Don't. Yeah, mine used to feel exactly like that before I hit the road. I pretty much only drink coffee and beer these days. You know, it's funny that he mentioned that. It's a good point. Abs, while impressive aesthetically, technically aren't all that great. I mean, the habits to keep them up and actually have them show a lot, it's probably not those habits aren't usually the best. So, good to be solid, but still have... Anyway, I'm no health person. I try to recover from the unexpected belly rubs and attempt to ask my next question with a straight face. Wait, really? How do you manage to get any sleep? Maybe once every 2 or 3 days. What? I hear a shush from the next room over and cover my muzzle out of shame. Ken chuckles and rolls his eyes. Yeah, I try to stay up as long as possible to cover more distance. Plus, let's just say me and sleep don't get along very well, okay? Okay? The mood starts to shift and I try to be genuine with him for a moment. Are you running from something? Music stopped. He looks away, rubbing his arm awkwardly. Sorry, crap. He eases down on the bed and stays quiet for a while. I grab a chair from the card table and drag it over, sitting to face him. We can talk about the hard stuff, Doesn't have to be today. or even tomorrow. I just don't know what you want me to say. What do you want to say? I sigh and take some time to find the right words. There's all sorts of things I don't understand. Not just with whatever sent me here either. His interest seems piqued, but he refrains from commenting. My grandma, she always had an answer for everything. Don't they always? Except for when there was no answer. But of course she had an explanation for that, too. He looks confused, but nods for me to go on. Pain isn't deserved, it's destined. What does that mean? Bad things can happen to anyone. Good, bad, rich, poor. So if one day your life takes a weird turn and it feels like the whole world's against you, it's probably not something you had any control over. But what if... He stops and lets his composure relax. For the first time, ears lowered. What if you did something bad? What if you did do something bad? Is it still not deserved? Now think for a bit. This is a point me and Gran can never agree on. I think that depends on whether you think you're... I think that depends on whether you think there are only good or bad people. He looks away, not convinced. You're not a bad person, Ken. You don't know anything about me. I don't think you would have been in that place if you were. Another bout of silence falls over us, and I can feel the energy in the air. Gears are moving in his head. Christ, give me a sec. He sits up straight and clears his throat. Do you ever feel like, I don't know, there's something else pulling the strings? Making you feel things, see things, help, even do things you don't want to do? Like God, or... He shifts closer to me, sitting on the edge of the bed. No, nothing like that at all. Sometimes, yeah. That's what I think landed me here with you. Why do you keep saying that? What is it you think happened? Take a deep breath and try to explain everything as calmly as possible. The bar, Virgil, meeting him and everyone else in the Golden Place. That indescribable mix of nostalgia and sadness we all felt. The conversations we shared. I felt myself tearing up by the end. And he looks pensive, eyes darting around, adding up information. Ken? Shh. Sorry. After a few minutes, he stops and nods. Gray? Yes? I think I believe you. It's more like I have to believe you, actually. And I wouldn't blame you if you didn't. He gets up and starts pacing around the room, muttering to himself incoherently. No, because that would... and it would explain... Right, but... Ken? Sure. I'm still thinking. Okay. Oh, shoot. I forgot to resume my timer. There's no way I'm ever going to keep an episode around 25 minutes or less. I sigh and lay down on the bed, feeling today's journey start to weigh on me. The room having no clock or windows is a silent blessing. It's better to pretend I'm in a timeless void rather than reset my circadian rhythm. Sleep is sounding better and better, and I curl up while holding the pillow as Ken keeps talking to himself. Right now, the only thing keeping me awake is the smell of old coffee on my fur and Ken's voice. I feel like I could sleep for a week. Sleep. I don't know how to say that. Suddenly, I feel the bed creak next to me. I look over my shoulder and I'm faced with Ken's broad back. Ken? Are you sure? He sighs and waves dismissively at me, his big arm dropping like a rock and hitting the bed with a soft thud. Yep, no sense in making a fuss about it at this point. I trust you're not some freak who's gonna try and touch me the second I fall asleep, yes? Yeah, I'm not gonna touch you, man. Not without permission, anyway. Good. Night speed bump. It's gray. It's gray. It's gray. He repeats what I said in the mocking tone before turning off the lights. I groaned and tossed a blanket over us, trying to get cozy without invading his territory. Hey, Ken? What? What does deseo de tesejo mean? I don't know. Sounds like Spanish. No, Portuguese. What the hell is Portuguese? Dreams sure are weird. We're gonna get another dream sequence. Let's continue this dream sequence. I'm still awake despite keeping my eyes shut for what feels like hours. Oh, I hate that feeling. I had a feeling it might end up this way. My mind is still spinning, trying to figure out what's going on. Even putting logic and the rules of physics aside, it's all nonsense. What does Virgil gain from setting me on this course? And Ken seems to already be going through some stuff separate from this. I don't want to complicate things. Would one of the others have been a better choice? Oh, I don't know. Don't make me doubt. Feels messed up to say, but if the point was to save these guys, surely I want to leave them with as little damage as possible. Wondering about what it could mean is pointless. Until I get more information, I just have to go with my gut. I shift my weight and the bed spring pokes into my hip. I grumble and flip over, hoping that helps. A glimmer of light flashes across my eyelids and I gently crack an eye open, confused. Oh, oh gosh. That's it. I don't know how long I'm going to spend dying over this. Ken's asleep, at least. His whiskers dance as he breathes in and out, his giant frame making the blanket rise and fall. Ken's face looks so gentle right now. What the hell has he gone through to make him act this way? Suddenly, another flash of light. What the? You can't sleep either? He shakes his head, those bright yellow eyes practically glowing. Jeez, seriously. Is that real? Like, do Panther's eyes literally illuminate the darkness around him? I could sort of feel you staring. Is that weird? I shake my head. No, man, sorry. Didn't mean to wake you up. It's okay. That makes sense. Is he sleeping in jeans or whatever these pants are? That just seems uncomfortable. Yeah. I'm the one who should be sorry. I mean, I hurt you. That's fine. I'm not actually hurt. Don't say it's fine. We both know it's not. This isn't how a normal person would act. Stop pussyfooting. I don't know. Bullcrap? Stop, I don't know. Stop bullcrapping me and admit that I'm a giant red flag. Tell me this is dumb and tell me to leave. I don't need to sleep. I can grab my bike and be out of here before the other two even notice. Come on, just do it. No. Why? Why are you being... I mean, it's not even a bad word. I don't know why I censor myself with that. I wonder if YouTube would even hit me with that for their weird policies, though. So I guess better safe than sorry. Being dumb, acting a fool. Yeah, yeah, you are. Because if I did that, I'd be admitting I'm a screw up too. What? How? You don't know anything about me either, remember? Alright, I get it. Thanks. We lay in silence, letting the cool night air wash over us. I've never seen such a vulnerable expression from him before. Those eyes are searching again. Did you want to say something? I promise, whatever it is, I won't laugh. I wonder if he's gonna say that he doesn't only like chicks, beers, and bikes. Could you hold me? Oh, I'm trying to take that very seriously. Oh my gosh. That's not even kind of romantic. I kind of just feel bad for it. Forget it. Okay. Turn over. Huh? I sit up and lean on an elbow, scratching behind my ear with the other hand. He's like, I'm the big spoon here. I don't think you want me to hold you face to face. My morning breath is pretty bad. He chuckles and turns over. I hear the sounds of sniffling, muffled by the blanket. Oh, is he crying? Oh. I don't know, you jerk. That's not something Ken would say. I could say douche. You douche hole. I don't know. I move in close and line up our bodies, wrapping my arms around his midsection and squeezing firmly. Midsection? Geez, I was thinking he was going to go for like the chest hold. I wonder what's less gay. I deliberately choose not to spoon him. This isn't a sexual need. This is a deep, childlike need to be accepted. This is kind of what I was sensing, but it sounds like you're still spooning. I'm not sure. I feel like I need a visual image to accompany this to better explain what they're trying to describe. I feel him purr in my arms for a few seconds before silence washes over us again. I feel very uncomfortable. I just do it for him. Do it. I think he's fallen asleep. Okay. Whoa, what? Something digs into my stomach and pushes me off the bed. Before I even hit the ground, I see his glowing eyes staring down at me in fear. He's standing against the far wall, holding his chest and panting. Rick in hell. Again, what happened? Stay right there. What are you? What is happening? You knew. What? Whoa, what the? I wince as the pain from his kick starts to register and try to stand up, holding my hands out defensively. What's happening? Calm down. Don't frickin' try it. Stop trying to get into my head. All those nice words. Just to try and rape me. Whoa, that is not... He starts coughing and holding his throat, looking around frantically. Christ, did you put something in the water? What water? I can't even do the voices. Ken, you asked me to hold you. Shut up! I would never do that. Just shut the... He grabs a chair and smashes it on the wall behind him. It splinters into pieces, and he rips off one of the legs. A a bent nail poking out of the end. Ken, stop! Don't! I'm not going to hurt you. Liar. What's happening? His angry expression suddenly cools into a flat, emotionless stare. It puts me on the edge even more. You made me say those things, didn't you? No. And you used that memory to fool me. Oh, you're a clever one. He starts slowly walking over to me, tapping the weapon against his thigh. Ken, please, I want to see what I wrote down. A dangerous one. Just as he starts to round the bed, I hear the clamoring of feet outside the door. Help! Someone slams the door with a heavy shoulder, knocking it off its hinges. Harsh daylight floods the room and I see Jesse, his broad frame casting a shadow across the room. Bad move, son. Bad move, son. My voice is freaking out right now. You two? Was everyone in on this? Jesse, don't hurt. He nods and swiftly clears the distance between them, grabbing Ken's wrist and squeezing until the weapon falls to the ground. Damn. He rears back with his other fist, shoving a knee in Jesse's crotch. Oh, he's going for the cheap shots. No! Oh my gosh. The Martin quickly gets between them, hanging off of Ken's arm like a toddler. Great, get out of here! It takes a few seconds to register just how far this escalated. I pick myself up, charging out the door into the sunlight. Great! Let me go! Don't look back. What just... I scurry out onto the walkway and slam into the railing, nearly sailing over it. Seeing the long way down, I regain my balance and push off towards the stairs, running blindly as soon as I hit the grass. Gotta run. Escape. What? What is happening? What? But where? I slow down and catch my breath, collapsing onto a grassy knoll overlooking the open road. This is so dumb. I'm fully awake now. It feels like early afternoon, though the skies are overcast, so it's hard to tell. The sun shines defiantly through the clouds, burning my sleep-deprived eyes. I feel a sting on my bicep and examine it to see a small cut, beads of dark blood forming towards the center. It must be from when he kicked me. One of his toes caught my arm. Feline claws are notoriously sharp. I lick the wound and press on it with my other hand, wincing in pain. Ken. Tears start welling up again. Not because of him this time. I don't know what I'm doing here. With another group of people. People are complicated. Complications cause drama. Drama causes pain. Jeez. I'm so tired of causing others pain. This is a good time to... Diary entry. Sam told me he... Oh! That's the alarm. Sam told me he loved me today. Behind the big magnolia tree. I didn't know what to say. Thought it'd help me if anyone ever finds this. Whoops, I guess I did. All I could think to say was, thank you for telling me. I know that's not what he wanted to hear. He gave me a long hug and started crying. I wish I were dead. Grayson. Oh, is that Gray's actual name? Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me see if there's a slightly better way to... The bleeding starts to slow down and I examine the cut. I furrow my brow, thinking about my attacker. Try to be as careful as possible. I didn't flirt with him. I didn't take advantage of his vulnerability. I didn't even look him in the eye half the time. Honestly, I don't find him very attractive at all. Even though by all accounts I should. Well, his personality might have something to do with that. I can't put my finger on it. Why? Maybe it's just his personality. Just like Sam. Alright, I need to pause it. Too much has happened. I want to keep going, but... Oh my gosh, what the heck? What all just happened right now? Would somebody care to explain? Anybody? Oh, I feel like my voice is shot. Alright, I hope you guys like that. I did. I mean, I don't. It's weird to say I liked it. Oh, I totally enjoyed seeing those guys struggle and have that kind of emotional breakdown. That was peak entertainment. But the story's the story's gripping. I gotta figure out what happened. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause this. You guys, I'm sure you guys know to like and subscribe if you want to be notified when I do the other one. But yeah, thanks for following. On to the next. Or take care.